Hello everyone, Simon here from Super Nerds Gaming, and I am back for another retro pickup video. Now I've got some Sega goodies today, mainly all Sega Saturn games because I am on that kind of phase of Sega Saturn. I don't know if you do it as collectors and gamers yourself, but I have where I play my modern consoles and where I play my retro consoles. My retro consoles fit into phases. So it's kind of what I'm in the mood for at that time, and the Saturn has won out. It's actually won out for quite a little while now. It's still going, and I thought, well, since that's the case, I'll pick up some new games. So I've picked some stuff off eBay, and I've picked some stuff off a guy I know on Twitter, Retro Games Lover, which I've got looking at them now. Some really good titles, and I hope you agree with me. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So the first game I picked up was Ren and Stimpy, The Quest for the Shaven Yak on the Game Gear. So this is probably one of them retro pickups where I actually haven't picked up much Game Gear, but it was still a title I needed to knock off on the list, and I think it was like £5 or something, so I wasn't too bothered. Now, I played like the Ren and Stimpy game on the Mega Drive. I don't actually own it, and I need to kind of rectify that, but I didn't realise there was one on the Game Gear. So when I do either get my Game Gear fixed or I do get a modded Game Gear, definitely one I'm going to be showing off and looking into in a bit more detail. Next game we have is Gun Griffin. Never ever played this, but I kind of feel like I've missed out big time because I love mech games. I love just driving big mechs. My all-time kind of dream would be to get the Battle Battalion, you know, the big controls and stuff like that. That would be amazing, but it feels like that's so far off to even get that. But we have Gun Griffin. Now, it is not complete. It does just have the disc in it. What I will say about this and the next game that I picked up from the eBay seller, they packaged it so well. Not many people actually care for the Saturn games, but they do fall off these like little spindles very quickly and easily. And the guy actually packed it. I'll put some photos up so you see, with like some sellotape and like a bit of fingo to hold it. Other places I've had where they've put actual bubble wrap in to hold it as well, just to protect the disc. Now, as you can see, the case ain't in fantastic condition, and this is, it kind of goes with the territory of these cardboarded Saturn games. I much preferred the later Saturn games where it was plastic. It was just so much better. But yeah, I'm quite happy to pick it up regardless. I didn't pay too much for it. It seemed like someone was selling off the collection because I got this and another from the same person, so they must have been selling off the collection or something. But as you can see, the actual 3D environments with the mechs and that look pretty good for the Saturn, because the Saturn did struggle to do 3D, but this looks pretty good. So yeah, we have Gun Griffin. Oh, and another thing, just before I forget to mention, is we have this sticker on here from Another World. Now, I had this on a Duke Nukem game for the Sega Saturn as well, and it really bugged me to not know where that's come from. Gladly, thankfully, should I say, I do now, and I believe it was like a franchise that was in Nottingham, Derby and Wolverhampton, other places probably as well, and Forbidden Planet actually bought them out. So a little bit of info there on it that I found out through social media, which, you know, shows you how awesome social media is. You know, people come to you and say, well, we know about that, and it's like, okay, cool. So we have Gun Griffin. Next game we've got up is Pro Pinball, and before we even look at anything with this game, just look at these lovely Game Station stickers. I mean, $2.99 for a Sega Saturn game. It might not be a great Sega Saturn game, but just seeing that, you know, it just kind of brings back the memories of Game Station and what a really awesome store it was. It really was. This was always my favourite. You know, you had Game and Game Station. I was always going to Game Station. You had really good bargains and that. I just wish I was a retro collector when it was still going, because the amount of stuff I could have got for really cheap would have been staggering. And I know a lot of people were, and they got really awesome stuff. But we have Pro Pinball here, and this is from the same seller as Gun Griffin. And if we open it up, it's got a manual, so it is complete in box. And this was packaged really nicely as well. The box is a bit, you know, battered, but not as bad as Gun Griffin. Again, it's the Sega Saturn cardboard boxes, well, the cardboard on plastic. I never ever really understood why they did it, just to do something different. Maybe it was to lower costs, I don't know. It's just a really silly idea. But yes, we have Pro Pinball.
Go where? Map activated. Lost.
Next game we have is Command and Conquer, and there's not much I can say about Command and Conquer. I absolutely love the franchise, although this was not the first game I played in the franchise. Red Alert was in my mate's house on his PS1. I'd never played a strategy game like it before, and I just got completely absorbed. Now, I got Command and Conquer with my original Saturn, and I got it for the Christmas. I think I got Command and Conquer, Burning Rangers, Sonic Jam. There might have been a few other games, but definitely I had this on my wish list because I just loved the game. It still looks great even on the Sega Saturn. This looks fantastic. I don't know why I'm saying that, because they've even got an N64 port, so come on, it's bound to look great on whatever it can be on. So we'll open this up, and this is complete unboxed. Now you got both discs, because if you're a Command and Conquer fan, you know you have different campaigns on each disc. So you have the GDI and the Nod campaign. I always favoured doing GDI. Yes, they didn't have some of the good technology Nod had, but it still felt right that you were doing the kind of right thing. So there we go. We have Command and Conquer. Just look at that. I'm so happy to get this game back in the collection. Really am.
Reinforcements have arrived. New construction options. Reinforcements have arrived. Building.
Stable situation that is unfolding very
Construction complete. New construction options. Reinforcements have arrived. Building.
Next game we have is Bug. Now, I have looked at this game for years. I've seen it in many expos, shops and that, and I've just never pulled the trigger on it. I don't know why. I think I definitely know why I didn't when I was younger, because it had that kind of 2D kind of platforming look to it, even though when I was younger, moving to these consoles, it was like 3D's the next thing, 2D, blah, it's got to be 3D. Now going back as a collector, it's like, wow, they really push stuff with the 2D stuff. Now this is a very strange one, because it's like, it's a mixture. Yeah, you have like some 3D elements to the 2D because it has the platform and you go along the path. It's really good. I've enjoyed what I've played of it so far because it's so different. I'm kind of kicking myself a bit that I've left it this long to actually get the game and experience it for myself. But yeah, it's I've enjoyed what I've played of this game. It is really good. Just want to say a quick thank you to Retro Game Lover on Twitter, who I bought these two games off. You have really made my collection something special. Definitely with Command and Conquer. I've been wanting this back in the collection for a while now. And Bug, something I've not played, but I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you everyone for watching, and I do hope you enjoyed the video. Probably going to be a lot more Saturn in later retro pickup videos, just because I'm on that kind of track at the minute and I haven't bought much for it in a long time, so it's trying to fill down gaps in my collection. I do think I've got a pretty decent collection, but there's still quite a few gaps in there. Anyway guys, I will catch you next time.